From Broadway to local venues, this pandemic has been devastating for the performing arts and those of us who love them. But amid the empty concert halls, artists have also been innovating. And as NBC News correspondent Sarah Harman, not Siri, Sarah found out, some of the changes may be here to stay.
While our nation's top doctor hopes eager audiences can return to theaters this fall.
Is there a scenario you see where theaters could safely reopen sooner? Is there anything theaters can do?
We've got to make sure that people get vaccinated.
Arts institutions are bringing their shows into our homes.
We had to really embark upon a seismic shift in what we were doing and how we were conveying music to our audiences.
On March 13th, as cities were shutting down in response to coronavirus, the Minnesota Orchestra decided to put on one final performance to a completely empty hall.
Even though we felt the absence of the audience, and they are really kind of our lifeblood when we're up there on stage, our inspiration, it was this feeling of release.
At a moment when life as we knew it was changing, the orchestra was determined to continue providing support to the community through music. Eventually building a digital concert series that has been viewed more than 80,000 times from around the world.
How could you afford it? I think a lot of other orchestras are like, that sounds great if only we had the money.
We can't afford not to. This is how we can stay connected with our audiences.
In London, musical producer Kenny Wax knows better than most how badly performing arts have suffered in the pandemic. His musical Six was due to open on Broadway in March, but was canceled on opening night due to the shutdown. He finally managed to reopen Six in London in December with temperature checks, social distancing, and reduced seating capacity.
We're all tightening our belts, to be honest. At about 50%, we can just about cover our costs.
But it only lasted for about a week before new COVID restrictions in London forced his performers off the stage.
Go never trust a snake in the grass.
Other theaters have fully embraced the shift to digital.
We try to give the cameras the best seats in the house. So we put them where the audience would normally sit, but also sometimes we put them where the audience would never be able to sit. It's not the same as being in the room with the performers, but it's a really great experience otherwise, and you get to see things that often you don't get to see when you're sat in the theatre.
After a summer of sharing content for free, England's National Theatre joined the streaming wars. Their shows garnering millions of digital views. Now fans can buy a subscription or pay a one-time rental fee for their plays.
This kind of blows my mind because we've already got Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, Peacock, Disney, and now National Theatre is its own platform. Why do it that way?
We looked at opportunities to do it with partners, and to be honest, there just wasn't the right opportunity. It felt like for National Theatre at Home, that was the right thing for us to do, was to say, this is the place that people can come to where they can access all of our content.
Back in Minnesota, streaming virtual concerts has worked out so well, it's fundamentally changing how the orchestra sees their future.
Do you think that once things go back to quote-unquote normal, you'll keep up the virtual experience?
There won't be a snap back. What we envision is a combination of tradition and innovation to really redefine what an orchestra is and what an orchestra means to its community.
Across the world, the show must and will go on, if only from our living rooms. Sarah Harman, NBC News, London.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.